The Chinese government is cracking down on sectors like technology, private education, entertainment, gaming. Is China still a safe place to invest? Let's hear it from Teng, an investment veteran of 40 years.
I think the first factor that everyone has to bear in mind is that whichever market that you invest in, there will always be downside risk and upside potential. So given that the crackdowns have been going on for about 9 to 12 months, many of the sectors, many of the stocks, many of the companies that have been affected have seen their stock prices falling by quite a substantial margin, 30%, 40, 50%, depending on the sectors and the companies that you're looking at. I think the fact that the stock prices have dropped so much, I think they would have discounted a lot of the possible negative or risk factors that would be associated with the crackdowns. Given the intention, the objective of the tightening of the government's regulations in China, which overall in the long term are positive for the economy, and if the company is well managed, it will also be positive for that company. So with that in mind, I think the sell down presents pretty unique, excellent opportunities for long-term investing. And the objective of the crackdowns of the tightening in regulation is not to destroy the economy, it's not to destroy companies. It is to ensure that the entire economy is on a better footing, more innovative, more competitive, which over the long run will benefit the society and the economy. So the simple answer is yes, it's possibly even a better time to invest in China now than before. But for those who are interested, or for those who are confused, or for those who want to find out more as to what is happening, Capital Dynamics and I will be organizing a virtual event on the situation in China. In other words, this virtual conference that we're having will explore the reasons for such policies, the objectives of the tightening, and whether the environment is safe, and what sort of companies that investors may possibly be investing in given the current environment.
The Chinese government is cracking down on sectors like technology, private education, entertainment, gaming. Is China still a safe place to invest? Let's hear it from Teng, an investment veteran of 40 years.
I think the first factor that everyone has to bear in mind is that whichever market that you invest in, there will always be downside risk and upside potential. So given that the crackdowns have been going on for about 9 to 12 months, many of the sectors, many of the stocks, many of the companies that have been affected have seen their stock prices falling by quite a substantial margin, 30%, 40, 50%, depending on the sectors and the companies that you're looking at. I think the fact that the stock prices have dropped so much, I think they would have discounted a lot of the possible negative or risk factors that the objective of the tightening of the government's regulations in China, which overall in the long term are positive for the economy, and if the company is well managed, it will also be positive for that company. So with that in mind, I think the sell down presents pretty unique, excellent opportunities for long-term investing. And the objective of the crackdowns of the tightening in regulation is not to destroy the economy, it's not to destroy companies. It is to ensure that the entire economy is on a better footing, more innovative, more competitive, which over the long run will benefit pretty unique, excellent opportunities for long-term investing. It's and possibly even a better time to invest in China now than before. But for those who are interested, or for those who are confused, or for those who want to find out more as to what is happening, Capital Dynamics and I will be organizing a virtual event on the situation in China. In other words, this virtual conference that we're having will explore the reasons for such policies, the objectives of the tightening, and whether the environment is safe, and what sort of companies that investors may possibly want to find out more investing in. For those who are interested, I will be organizing a virtual event.
The Chinese government is cracking down on sectors like technology, private education, entertainment, gaming. Is China still a safe place to invest? Let's hear it from Teng
Investing in
an
for those
investment
who are
veteran of 40
interested,
years.
I will be organizing. I think the first factor that everyone has to bear in mind is that whichever market that you invest in, there will always be downside risk and upside potential. So given that the crackdowns have been going on for about 9 to 12 months, many of the sectors, many of the stocks, many of the companies that have been affected have seen their stock prices falling by quite a substantial margin, 30%, 40, 50%, depending on the sectors and the companies that you're looking at. I think the fact that the stock prices have dropped so much, I think they would have discounted a lot of the possible negative or risk factors that going on would be associated with the crack 9 to 12 months. Given many of the intentions, many of the stocks, many of the companies that have been affected of the government their stock prices in China falling by quite substantial margin, 30%, 40, 50%, depending. And if the company is well managed, sectors and the companies that you're looking at. So I think with that in mind, I think the stock prices have dropped so much, sell down, they would have discounted. Presents a lot of really possible, unique, excellent opportunities, negative long-term or risk factors, and going on. The objective of the crackdowns of the tightening in regulation is not to destroy the economy, it's not to destroy companies. It is to ensure that the entire economy is on a better footing, more innovative, more competitive, which over the long run will benefit the society and the economy. So the simple answer is yes. It's possibly even a better time to invest in China now than before. But for those who are interested, or for those who are confused, or for those who want to find out more as to what is happening, Capital Dynamics and I will be organizing a virtual event on the situation in China. In other words, this virtual conference that we're having will explore the reasons for such policies, the objectives of the tightening, and whether the environment is safe, and what sort of companies that investors may possibly be investing in given the current environment.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining to our live stream today. By way of introduction, my name is Xiao and I'm your MC today. Okay, in this live session, we will be sharing a sneak preview of our upcoming virtual conference. Is China still a safe place to invest? Which will be held on 13 and 14 November. For the newcomers, please like and share our live stream because we prepare some surprise for you later, and also please make sure that your friends and relatives won't miss this special offer later. So just smash the like and share button. Okay, and more friends and more your friends and relatives will be benefited from it. Besides, we are also running a poll questions. As you can see below the comment section of our Facebook and YouTube live, there's a poll question. Feel free to submit your response. And this poll question is asking about whether you are making profit or you making loss from the China stock markets. As a brief introduction, Capital Dynamics is the organizer of the virtual conference to be held on 13 and 14 November. Founded in 1988 by Mr. Teng, Capital Dynamics is Asia's first global investment company with presence in Shanghai, Hong Kong, Sydney, Singapore, and Kuala Lumpur. Our core business includes fund management, investment advisory, and investment education. Capital Dynamics is always sharing our investment insights with our followers on social media channels. So if you enjoy our content and you are passionate in investing, please subscribe our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. Yeah, and also please like and share this live stream. Now, Capital, if you can now to reward those of you who are online now, we are giving away a special offer. Remember, those of you who are online now, we are giving away a special offer for our upcoming virtual conference. Is China still a safe place to invest? For the first 30 participants who successfully registered today, you can purchase the tickets at only 338 ringgit instead of 1,000 ringgit. Please click the registration link we provided under the comment section of our YouTube and Facebook Live. This special offer is only valid for today. And don't forget to tag your friends and your relatives so they can have this special offer with you together. This topic is very high in demand now. We are seeing a lot of interest. How many tickets are left? Below 20, guys. Oh my God. I just said it a few seconds ago. Okay, and now it's already below 20. So grab your tickets now by pressing the link given below the comment section of our Facebook and YouTube Live. And also, most importantly, our existing investing clients. If you are the investors of our Capital Dynamics, you will be entitled to even greater discount. So please make sure you click the link we provided under the comment section. Yeah, to grant your discount. Another reward for the newcomers, we are giving away a 30-day complimentary digital access to our flagship investment publication, iCapital. What is iCapital? Published by Capital Dynamics Sdn Bhd, the first independent investment advisor in Malaysia. iCapital provides you with objective investment research and analysis on local and global stock markets and economies. iCapital is available in tabloid, mobile apps, online. It is also available in English and Mandarin. Hurry up and register for the 30-day complimentary digital access now. You may find the link to register at the comment section of our YouTube and Facebook Live. And also now, please comment I won. My team will PM you later if you are lazy to click the registration link. Yeah, also. And also if you are the existing iCapital based clients or users, please comment that hi so I can see our fellow users. Now, here are some questions for you. Are you getting more confused with the ongoing crackdowns in China? Should you invest in China or get out now? If you happen to be confused and decide to get out, then I would strongly recommend you to come to our event. Let me tell you, our iCapital China fund investors are happily investing in the China stock markets. The net asset value for our iCapital China fund is at all-time high, while despite the very turbulent stock markets in China. Ever since 1st January 2018, our China fund's NAV has surged more than 22%, while the largest ETF in Hong Kong has lost 26%. In other words, if you are the investors of our China funds, you will be 60% richer than the investor who invests in the ETF in Hong Kong. Market value of education stocks in China, such as New Oriental Education and TAL Education Group, have been wiped out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the man who can pass you the secret key to be successful in China investments. Dengbu. Speaker for the talk of is China still a safe place to invest? Who is he? A lot of people have the misconception. To be able to understand China, you have to know how to speak and read Chinese. But I would say you are wrong because Dengbu doesn't even know how to speak and read Chinese. But he is the greatest China analyst. How can he do that? Does it? How can he did it? Come to the top. Let him put together economics, politics, culture, and history, Xi Jinping, everything of China together as a piece to you. So, attending the talk on 13 and 14 November, it can show you clearly where China is heading. Let Dengbu now. Let Dengbu explain to you what he will be talking about.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Xiao, for introducing. I think for those of you who have invested in China, you will know that it is very different. It's not the same as investing in Malaysia or in US. And for those of you who have not invested in the Chinese stock markets before, it can be confusing, especially because they have about a few thousand stocks listed on Shenzhen and Shanghai, not like Bursa, we have less than 1,000 stocks. And if those of you who have never been to China and want to invest in the Chinese stock market, it can be even more scary because it seems like it is such a different world altogether. But even for those of you who have been to China, you will know, right, from your experiences by going to Shanghai or Chengdu or Guangzhou, you'll find that the world there can be very different from the rest of the world. And even if you are a Chinese, there are different types. So basically, the landscape, the environment in China can be daunting, can be confusing, and you need to, an investor needs to have a lot of patience, a lot of commitment and determination. But it's worth it. It's worth the effort. You know, China is every day changing. It's changing rapidly. It is transforming all the time. And every day you get new problems. You have new investment opportunities being created. So it's worth the effort, whether you come to our talk on 13, 14 November, or if you want to do research on your own. It's definitely something that will be proven profitable in the longer run. Our talk on 13, 14 November is different in the sense that not only do we explain to you what the crackdowns are all about, not only do we explain to you the regulations tightening, but more important than that, if you invest or when you invest in China, in the Chinese stock market, you have to be prepared for new policies, new measures introduced by the Communist Party, by the Chinese government. This will not be the end. There'll be more to come. And when new policies are being introduced by the CPC, what do you do then? Would you be confused? Would you be frightened? Should you panic? So my talk on 13, 14 November will explain to you the philosophy, the framework, the objectives of the Chinese government and the Communist Party of China, what it is that they're trying to achieve, what it is that they're trying to overcome, what it is they're trying to solve. So once you're able to get a big picture in a holistic manner, in an integrated manner, then even when the CPC introduced new policies 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, you will be able to interpret it in the appropriate manner. And once you are able to understand and interpret policies or any kind of guidelines, then you find that you wouldn't be able to be worried, you wouldn't panic, you will be able to make the right decisions. Because my staff just hand me this top secret message of the polling results. It says that oh, this is not the polling results yet. Oh, okay. Where are the polling results? Oh, okay, yeah, it's on top. So those who responded in Facebook, 68% say they lose money investing in the Chinese stocks. In YouTube, it's even worse, 83%. My goodness. Oh, very 可怜. No need to lose money, losing, investing in Chinese stocks and all that. Actually, to lose money is very, very, very pitiful. But nevertheless, we hope that by coming to attend our talk, listening to us, asking us all kinds of questions, difficult questions, easy questions, you'll find that your chances of success, we don't guarantee, there will not be 100% guarantee, but we will certainly be able to let you understand the environment, the policies in China better. And then from there, you should be able to be a better investor. So one question that may come across your mind, especially for those of you like me, I cannot really read Chinese. I mean, I can read my Chinese name, but if you ask me anything beyond Chen Dingwu, I get a bit confused. So if you have to rely on the Western media and the Western politicians, they'll keep telling you that Xi Jinping, you have to be frightened about China because Xi Jinping is coming and becoming another Mao Zedong. The regulatory tightening that he's launching is like another cultural revolution. So is that true? How do you interpret all the measures that Xi Jinping and the CPC have launched in the recent months or in the recent years? For example, it is not just about the anti-monopoly practices of the e-commerce platform companies like Tencent or Alibaba. The policies that CPC have introduced include, for example, school children cannot spend too many hours playing online games, or every day in school they must have at least 1 hour of sports session. So the policies that the CPC and Xi Jinping have implemented have run across the entire spectrum of the daily lives, the daily businesses of every single Chinese citizen. So to be able to understand them and feel comfortable with such an environment, with such a government, takes a lot of work, a lot of courage. More importantly is you have to also understand the situation that China is in, not just from domestic aspect, but from a global, international standpoint. China has got a lot of competitors, many of whom are very jealous, many of whom play a very dirty game. About 20 years ago, when I was explaining to people how bullish I am about China, I already warned those people who listened to me at that time that China faces competitors who are smart, very experienced, very powerful, very resourceful. These competitors are like, for example, the United States, Japan, UK, Europe, and so on. And China is still, whatever you may say, China is still an emerging economy. So if you understand the domestic situation, the external situation that China is facing, then you will realize that if you put yourself in the shoes of Xi Jinping, China cannot make even one mistake. China cannot even make a single mistake. Why? The minute the CPC, the Chinese government, or Xi Jinping make a mistake, I guarantee you, I'm 67 years old. In my life, I don't make guarantees. But this is one situation where I can guarantee you 100% that should China make a mistake, the US and all the other Western countries, and now including India, will pounce on China in every way, and will break China up and make sure that China will become a colony of the United States. So when you are the leader, the government of a country that is trying to achieve, the Chinese government, the policies keep saying that we want to achieve great national rejuvenation. Then the West will say that, oh, you want to be stronger than America, you want to displace America, you want to be the only superpower in the world. But the Chinese government keeps telling you, I just want to rejuvenate my home country. So in other words, you as a potential investor or already an investor, not only do you need to understand the company that you're investing in, whether it is Alibaba or Tencent or Geely or BYD, you need to understand the external environment that China is facing, because they interact and they will influence your investment. Now, other analysts usually, or other fund managers, they only pick stocks, right? In our case, we do more than that, because we have a business in China. In fact, we own our office in Shanghai. So we are able to look at investing in China from a more complete perspective. And therefore, because it is more complete, because it is more holistic, we should be able to make better judgments. We are not saying that we are 100% right all the time. We are not. We will make mistakes. But even when we make mistakes, we need to understand why we make the mistakes, so that we will not be able to repeat those mistakes. So my talk on 13 November, our talk in the 13 and 14 November, is to provide you that framework, that structure, so that in future, when you face new confusion, new policies, new measures, you can handle it yourself. Our talk, whether now or in the past or in the future, is not the type where we will catch all the fishes for. Yes, we will give you stock picks. By the way, along the way, as we explained to you why we chose, for example, for our iCapital China Fund, why we have invested in XPeng. XPeng is one of the electric vehicle manufacturer in China. As we explained to you the reasons why we chose XPeng, then you begin to understand why we picked those stocks. So we will share all those things. And like I said, our objective is not to catch the fishes for you, because there are so many fishes in the Chinese stock market. Our objective is to teach you how to fish in an effective and productive manner. So the research that I do on China, many of you may not know, I'm English educated right from kindergarten all the way up to university. And my biggest regret is that I cannot speak and read Chinese. That is my biggest regret. Nevertheless, the research that I have done on China is not done in 1 week or 1 year or not even 1 decade. I've been researching on China for a very long time. It is not just history of China, not just the economics, not just the politics. It's almost every possible aspect that I can look into the Chinese society, the Chinese economy, and the Chinese civilization. So, as Suyao earlier mentioned, that there's a discount on if you register now. Actually, the discount is more than that because I told my staff when we we're trying to decide what price to charge for this stock, I said, given the amount of research that I do, the amount of thinking that I have to put in, and the insights and the understanding that I'll be able to provide, we should be charging something like 20,000-30,000 ringgit for the talk. But nevertheless, they have convinced me that nobody is going to pay 20,000-30,000 ringgit. So please register as fast as you can. Just to share with you, for example, this book that I have here. Okay. You cannot, can you all see it clearly? Why is it so bad? Shit. This is the trouble with virtual conference. I still prefer physical because I don't have this problem of the all kinds of virtual ghosts. The virtual ghost blocking me, right? Okay, this is a book on what China will be like in 2049, for example, right? And I do all these types of reading. And like I said, we also have a business in Shanghai. We also have an office in Shanghai. So it's not just theoretical knowledge, it's practical knowledge. And we also have, like, for example, Xiong Wei, who is in Shenzhen. He's our fund manager based in China. So we get inputs and insights from multiple angles. So with that, let me hand over to Shia.
Can everyone hear me? Thanks for the inspirational sharing by Teng. If you feel the same with me, please comment inspiring. Let us show Teng our love and our support. Let him feel our joy together. And also, please don't forget, our special offer is still going on. Faster grab your tickets now by clicking the link given below the comment section of our Facebook and YouTube Live. How many tickets are left now? Oh my God, it's less than 10 tickets now, guys. Faster grab your tickets by pressing the link given below the comment section of under our YouTube and Facebook Live. Okay, once again, please like and share this live stream with your fellow friends and relatives so they can see so they will not miss this special offer. Okay, now we come to the Q&A section. Here's a question asked by Leon Perry. Her question is, what's the difference between the 2 days of virtual events? To answer your questions, both are the same, except that on the 13th will be held in English, the 14th will be held in Mandarin, and the speakers are different in both sessions. My test. For the following questions, I would like to pass it to our CEO Teng Bu to answer them.
The question says, with the Chinese government making property investment less attractive, will there be more money going to the Chinese stock markets? Very good question. Now, this morning is just a sneak preview, so I can only give you a quick answer. If you want a very detailed explanation, please come on 13 or 14. So very quick answer is yes and no, because the amount of people, whether it's Chinese or foreign investors, investing in the Chinese stock market is still at a very low percentage. If the percentage of the local investors and the foreign investors, if that percentage were to reach the level that you can see in, say, for example, NY or NASDAQ, the Chinese stock markets will easily go up by 8 to 10 times. So it's so underinvested that whether the Chinese government make property investment less attractive or not is a totally separate matter. Now, when you ask the question whether the Chinese government is making property investment less attractive, that's very misleading because it is based on very biased reports from Reuters or whichever Western. They'll say Property prices in September declined for the first time. Now that is a headline, right? But what they don't tell you is that the property price declined by zero point 0 something from August 2021 to September 2021. So it's on a month-on-month basis, right? But they didn't highlight to you that on a year-on-year basis, September 2021 compared with September 2020, property prices in China on the average still went up 4%. In Shanghai, Beijing, they still went up 9-10%. So property investment in China is still very attractive. And that is one reason why we've got offices in Sydney, Singapore, Hong Kong, KL, Shanghai. We have been renting our office in KL for 33 years. The only office that we decided to own is our Shanghai office. I think that gives you an answer, which is not just a theoretical answer, because we have put our money where our mouth is. So that is my answer to this question. Okay, will Chinese policy demotivate its people in creating wealth? This question was really asked in the previous sneak preview. I already answered this question before. So, will Chinese policy demotivate its people in creating wealth? The simple answer is no. More importantly is the reasons why. So I won't repeat this question. I won't repeat the answer. But if you all would like to ask this question again on 13 November, I'll be more than happy to explain in detail why there'll be no demotivation. In fact, majority, if you look at polls and surveys done, most of the people in China, except for maybe the super rich, like that billionaire owner of Evergrande, if you leave out this, very few people in China, most of the people are supportive of the policies that Xi Jinping have launched. Power shortage in China causing impact on the development or growth of data center or cloud service in China. Short term, yes, of course. Not only is it affecting data center and cloud service in China, but it's affecting other businesses as well. But it's a short term phenomena that we are not particularly concerned with. We are concerned with 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We are not concerned with 5 weeks or 6 weeks. Our view on China listed company putting government benefit above investor benefit. This is what our session is all about. So if I were to give you a very quick answer in half a minute, no. Chinese policy, the Xi Jinping's policy is not to put government benefit above investor benefit. That is the reporting from BBC, that is the reporting from the Australian newspaper, that is the biased reporting from New York Times. So if you want a frank, honest, objective, very well researched answer, which will take me at least about 30 minutes to answer you, please come to my talk on 30th November and I will explain to you why the Chinese government is not putting government benefit above investor benefits. I think it is when you ask questions like that, when the Western media ask questions like that, it's actually very, very insulting. It's actually basically saying that the Chinese government is so stupid, Xi Jinping is so stupid that it's going to destroy the Chinese economy. Like I said before, the Chinese government is one of the 2 governments in the world that I trust. I only trust 2 governments in the world, the Chinese government and the Singapore government. Any other questions? That's all, is it? That's all? No other questions already? Oh, recommend books to read to better understand the CPC policies. Oh, plenty. But first, warning first, not easy to read. Because although it's in English, the terminology, the concepts and all that are very foreign. They are, a lot of them are from Marxism, Leninism, and socialism. Things like things like democratic centralism, which doesn't exist in the liberal democracy, or Hegelian materialism or dialectical materialism. So a lot of these books have this type of philosophy behind, political philosophy behind it. Plenty. If you come on 13 November, I'll give you a good long list of all the books that would be that I would recommend. Would China allow Facebook to be accessed in China? Oh, Facebook is now no more Facebook. Facebook is in the past. Facebook is now called Meta. So that's why the stock price went up. So if you want to know what Meta is, then you come to 13 November. I'll give you a free investment opinion on why Facebook is now called Meta. Where can you buy the books? Oh dear. I don't know. I got to ask my staff. They are the one. I gave them the title of the book. They are the one who did all the ordering for me. But from many places, I mean, it's not. You cannot get most of these books. Cannot get it from Amazon. This one also asked before already. Will the Xi Jinping's effort to is the crackdown by Xi Jinping to eliminate Jiang Zemin and company to clear out the obstacles? I already answered this in the past sneak preview, and the answer is no. So if you want more detailed explanation, I'm more than happy to explain to you on 13 November, because a simple answer is no. It's not Xi Jinping's objective. He's already the president of China. He's already the secretary general of the CPC. He's already chairman of the Central Military Commission. These are the three most important positions of China. He's already all there. So why does he want to eliminate Jiang Zemin? Any more questions? How to start investing in China? Wow, that's a tough question. Very simple. If you want, very simple, you don't want to do anything on your own, just invest in our iCapital China Fund. That iCapital China Fund is basically just for China stocks, whether it's listed in Shenzhen, Shanghai, Hong Kong, New York, Singapore, anywhere. So that will be the easiest. Just email us, call us, and we will get one of our staff to guide you through. If not, then if you're going to go for serious long-term investing, and if you know Chinese, great, then you can start by going to the Shanghai Stock Exchange website, the Shenzhen Stock Exchange website, and then start reading all of them. I think both all the exchanges in China, if you total up, I think they should have close to about 5,000 listed companies. Malaysia's got less than 1,000. If not, then you can look at other mutual funds, which there are plenty, right? And then find out what their investment philosophy is. Other than that, I'm not sure how to explain this, how to answer this question in just 1 minute. Now we have another event on 18 December called Value Investing, which is priced at 10,000 ringgit. Again, my staff said 10,000 ringgit. I say, yeah, because the talk is worth 50,000 ringgit or even more. Right? This 18 December talk is about value investing. Real value investing, not the fake one, not the one where they will show you on the Excel spreadsheet, plug in the variables, put in the cash flow, put in the discount rate. The value is 10 ringgit, the share price is 6 ringgit, therefore you buy. Not like that. This one is value investing in the real world, value investing that would be able to deal with all kinds of environment: low interest rate, high interest rate, low inflation, high inflation, value investing in US, value investing in China, value investing in Malaysia. So that is why the 10,000 price that we charge is meant only for people who are serious. It's not meant for people who just want to have a half-hearted answer to value investing. If you want the complete answer to what value investing is all about, please come. My view on China's aging population, and China is not so friendly or attractive to international talent, migrant, compared to countries like Malaysia or Singapore. First thing is, uh, China is attractive to international talent. It's just that China is very, very, very selective. China doesn't simply want any Tom, Dick, and Harry or Ahmad Ali and Akau to go in, because the Chinese government, if you want a quick PR in China, you must be an internationally recognized scientist. You must be an internationally recognized entrepreneur. If you're Elon Musk, you'll be immediately given a PR in China. But if you're an entrepreneur like Teng, then you got to try for 10, 20 years and still not get it. So it is very attractive to foreign talent. It's just that the Chinese government is extremely, extremely selective. And a lot of international talent would prefer to go to China rather than Malaysia or Singapore. In my case, for example, I mean, if CPC allows me, I would love to stay in China, but unfortunately, I can't. So the fact that you don't see so many foreigners in China, it is something that is done intentionally on the Chinese part. If China were to adopt a simple type of migration policy like Australia, just because you got an accounting degree, you can speak English, or you got a computer science degree, then you can have enough points, you can qualify. If China were to have that, I think the Chinese population will be from 1.4 billion will go up to 2 billion. China's, can you go back? China's aging population, not to worry, because I'm more worried for countries like Korea, Taiwan, and Singapore, because the Singapore's fertility rate is the lowest in the world. Somehow the Singapore men and the Singapore women don't want to have babies. I don't know why they don't want to create babies. So Singapore's population growth is at a rate where very soon there'll be no Singaporeans left. And the same thing for the Koreans as well. Same thing for Taiwanese, and also for Japan. Japan's population now, China's population is aging like every other country in the world. The only place where the population is not aging is Africa. Now, over the next 30 years, now it's 2021, by the next 30 years, Africa's population will double. That may help you to understand why China is focusing so much on Africa. The rest of the world, you come out of Africa, the rest of the world is aging. So this view about aging population in China is not on top of my worries, because countries like Japan is in a much more serious position than China. Japan's population, not only is it aging, it is declining. Absolute. There are fewer and fewer Japanese every year. Every year, the Japanese population declined by almost 1 million. So if you're looking for a Japanese wife, you might want to hurry up, because there might not be many Japanese women left. So I'm not concerned on China's aging population. How to avoid Chalta or Tianhe chemical? This one cannot avoid, because every stock market you have this problem. So the question, you can put it this way: if you invest in America, how can you avoid stocks like Lehman Brothers or AIA, or previously what is the name of that company? The one, Enron, that created the 2000 crisis. How do you avoid Enron? How do you avoid AIA? How do you avoid Northern Rock in UK in the 2008? So every stock market that you invest in, you have this kind of scams. Or Wirecard, the German payment company, which everybody thought that was going to be another global champion. Suddenly, you find that the CEO and all that ran away with the money, and that's Germany. So you can't avoid them. The only thing is you have to do your due diligence as best as you can, and then the rest, pray very hard. Camille, any more questions? Any more questions? Okay, de-dollarization of China policy, will it affect our investment in China? No. The day where the US dollar is not the only global currency, that day is already over. The Chinese renminbi will it will not replace the US dollar, not in my lifetime, but the Chinese renminbi will become more and more of an internationally accepted global currency. And has no effect. It has no effect on any of our investment in China. Zero. What is the difference between Capital China Fund and China ETF? Well, it depends on which ETF you're looking at. ETF basically usually is index following. So if the index is not doing well, then you suffer. I mean, a lot of people think that ETF is very simple. It's not. If you have invested in a Nikkei ETF, for example, the Nikkei Index ETF, if you invested in 1989, that is about 33 years ago. It peaked at 39,000. Now the Nikkei is about 28,000. So after 33 years, your ETF is still losing money. So in the case of our iCapital China Fund, we pick stocks. We don't try to simply buy for the sake of buying or diversify for the sake of diversifying. We'll pick stocks which we think that will do well over the longer term. Yeah, we have Asia Pacific markets are attractive as well. Do you have any fund focus on it? Yes, we will be launching Asia Pacific fund soon. It will be Asia Pacific X Japan, and it will be regulated by the Australian government. Price in Australian dollar. We'll be launching that soon. We will announce it publicly when the time is right. But if you want, send us an email so that we can let you know when the fund is officially launched or when we have our road shows. China will eventually take over Taiwan. What will happen to China's share market? Nothing will happen. I mean, then you can buy TSMC as part of the Shanghai Stock Market Index. So I don't think anything will happen. China will eventually take over Taiwan soon. I agree with that totally. I like that statement. And the Chinese stock market probably will be the most exciting in the world. Then you have Taipei, Shenzhen, and Shanghai to choose. So instead of buying SIMC, you can buy TSMC. Is there a way to get discount? It's really discounted. It's really heavily discounted. The 10,000 ringgit price for our 18 December seminar, it's not a seminar, it's a workshop, it's interactive. It's meant to be a very small crowd, hopefully maybe 5-10 people. And at 10,000, I mean, look, if I can just explain to you our value investing, the way we approach it, and let's say you bought 100,000 shares of Top Glove, and you listen to us because we explain to you what value investing about, and then you are able to sell all your Top Glove shares when it was 100,000. That alone would have saved you 70,000 ringgit. So don't just look at the 10,000 ringgit. Look at the benefit. Next question. Why is China doing so much more to improve its infrastructure than the United States? Oh, great question. You must ask Joseph Biden. He's struggling. His infrastructure plan has been shrank now to only about $1 trillion US and still cannot get approval. It's not blocked by the Republican. Joe Biden's infrastructure plan is blocked by his own Democratic Party. So, I mean, I love this question because I've been telling people for a long time the reason why China is so good in infrastructure because China is the master builder of infrastructure. China didn't build the high-speed railway infrastructure only 15 years ago. China built one of the greatest infrastructure called the Great Wall before even America was created. China created the Grand Canal even before Venice was born. China created Tujiangyan, the world's oldest irrigation system before the American Hoover Dam was even ever thought of. So China is the master of infrastructure. So I'm amazed when you read this kind of Western publications and all that. Wow, China is so good at infrastructure. Hey, bloody hell, China has been good at infrastructure for 3,000 years. You want to get more information about the China Fund? Okay, great. What do we do? I'm not sure about. Maybe you can go to our website, www.capitaldynamics with an S .hk. Remember? www.capitaldynamics.hk. No .com, no nothing, just .hk. The information is there. You can find the email address, you can find the phone number. Everything is there in www.capitaldynamics.hk. And don't forget, our iCapital China Fund is different from the China Unit Trust funds that you have in Malaysia. This iCapital China Fund that we have is regulated by the Securities Futures Commission of Hong Kong. It's regulated by the Hong Kong government and it is priced in US dollar. So if you want to diversify your asset, you want to diversify your currency because you're worried about Malaysia's political situations, the Malacca election coming, the Sarawak election coming, next year's general election coming, then our iCapital China Fund gives you that protection which the local Chinese unit trust funds run by Public Mutual, run by CIMB and all that cannot provide you. All right, I think that's all, isn't it, right? It's been more than a sneak preview. It's almost like a free session of its own already. So maybe we can, right?
Thanks Tengbu for his precious insight and opinions. Again, let us show Tengbu our love and excitement of the event by smashing the like and share button of our live stream. That's all for our Q&A session. Unfortunately, we are unable to reply all of your questions. So, if you would like to know more, do join our upcoming virtual event. Now, we have come to the end of the live session. The first 30 special prize tickets will be available until they are all snapped out. Also, we will be closing the registration of our 30-day complimentary iCapital digital assets in 30 minutes time. So, guys, what are you waiting for? Hurry up to grab your tickets now by pressing the registration link below the comment section of our Facebook and YouTube Live. Most importantly, if you have any problem in the registration process, please PM us so our team will assist you. For those of you who have missed out on the special prize tickets to the virtual conference and 30-day complimentary iCapital digital assets, don't worry. You can join us on our next live stream, which is at 2:30 p.m. It is in Mandarin version. Once again, guys, follow us by clicking the like and subscribe button on our Facebook and YouTube channel. Thank you and hope to see you again in our virtual conference. Bye bye.